What would be helpful today?
Okay. So, yeah, I every first of the month, I pretty much try to try to schedule in, but of course it takes like by the time, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes pass, there's no appointments available. So I kind of got lucky this month.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Um, and so originally, I'm actually doing really well now as far as clients, but I think it's more about like kind of like looking at where I'm at right now and seeing kind of where do I need to go from here, maybe.
Mhm. Okay.
Um, so I've been in private practice for since January 24, and that's when I purchased the abundance package, and so
Hmm.
that was really helpful. Um, and I have my niche is adult ADHD, although I also do enjoy doing adolescents too.
Hmm.
And I at a place right now, I think it's just more kind of like looking at where I'm at overall. Of course, the first year was a little bit more of I wouldn't say struggle, but it was definitely more trying to figure out my position, like branding wise, like who am I as a therapist?
Hmm.
Um, and let's see, I'm trying to think. So yeah, and so clients were like, I was not I had enough clients, but was just, it's sometimes ebbs and flows, whatever.
Hmm.
Now I'm at a place where I have a lot of clients. I have actually like 50 active.
Oh my gosh. Wow. How
Yeah.
many are you seeing per week?
So I'm seeing well, this week is heavy and it's like 32 sessions a week. Yeah. Um, and I do feel the burnout part of it too, like from doing all
Hmm.
this. Um, and financially, I know that I probably set my fees a little bit low. So I'm like seeing my cash fees right now, a lot of them are still at $80 a
Hmm.
session. So um
Are you
but
taking insurance also?
I am taking insurance also. Yeah. So I'm taking a lot of my clients are actually insurance too.
Hmm.
So yeah, I guess I'm maybe to say here I'm at right now. My website's almost done. Um, Not quite, but I actually, I have that. I have someone who's doing it for me and she's actually doing a really good job. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like yeah, I guess reaching kind of like a little bit of a burnout point where
Yeah.
I like between notes and admin and sessions and then session planning and
Hmm.
all of that, I feel like overwhelmed and kind
Yeah.
of
And do you have ADHD also?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you add the executive functioning stuff that can also go along with that. Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
How many clients do you want to see a week?
Um, Ideally more like I put on a lot on my plate and I automatically do that. So I would say actually I'd say ideally five a day, like five days a week, five a day. Like so
Okay. So 25.
25 would be good.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
Okay.
say that, but I also know that like listening to your videos though too, I probably could go lower than that if I wanted to.
Hmm.
But there's something about it that doesn't feel right. Like I'm kind of like struggling there, like, oh, if I only see four clients a day when I can see like five or six.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think it's just kind of like figuring out. I think five a day I do fine on.
Hmm.
Today, for example, I have seven, and it's like that's where it gets overwhelming. Or I'm waking up and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
in sessions, session after session after session today. So, um, yeah. So I guess it's like figuring out, like with my clients now who are $80, like I don't want to. They were at 70, and I gave them a raise, or I gave my fees a raise to $80 this in the beginning of the year. So I don't really want to put them in a. I don't want to raise them in my fees anymore until like next year,
Hmm.
but just kind of like figuring out how to maybe prevent the burnout part of it.
Yeah. How much is insurance paying you for sessions?
Depends, like some under 100, some over 100.
Okay.
Mostly around, I want to say like around 70 to $80 a session.
Okay.
Blue Cross Blue Shield here is really good and they pay like 120 a session, but other than that. most of the insurance companies I have, yeah.
Yeah.
70 to 80.
And do you live in a low cost of living area?
No, I live in Tampa, Florida, which is a pretty high cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Um,
you're making low cost of living income for a therapy practice while seeing a ton
yeah.
of people.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself into. Um, so yeah, I don't know if I should just stick this out for the next year, or if I should, um, if there's anything else, should I raise my rates? Even though I already
Hmm.
raised my rates, I feel bad doing that. My clinical consultant that I see, she's like, oh, I would just start, kind of like, spreading them out, like the ones that are 80 bucks, and especially if they've been with you for a while, and I have a lot of long-term clients, then spread them, start like give them back to like bi-weekly or monthly or whatever.
Hmm.
Make space for that.
Yeah, if it makes sense clinically, or you could have them all go to a group. And with groups, usually you make twice as much
Thought
per
about
hour
that
and they pay
too.
a lot less.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
win-win. Though I
Yeah.
think the average for groups, Heard did this survey and like across the US, the average amount people are charging for groups is $80. So
Like per
it's,
person.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah. Okay.
that might be a good way for you to kind of bolster your income some because this, like, I don't know how it's sustainable without seeing so many clients at those
Yeah.
rates.
Yeah. That I know that's kind of like I feel like I'm doing okay, but yeah, definitely not as good as I could be, I'm sure.
Hmm.
I was
Yeah,
like my new fees that I have for new incoming clients, I have it at 125.
good.
So that's good. And I have two of those. And in the beginning, I recognized like when I would do the consult calls, it was hard for me to tell them that it was $125 a session. Like I'd find myself kind of like, but also I can do sliding scale. Like I'd automatically like offer that or suggest that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel like at the same time, I could tell like I could tell it sounds to the client like I am not fully confident in my fees though, because I've had a couple of them when I first started, when I first put my new fees out there as 125. A couple of them were like, no, it's okay. I can do the 125.
Hmm.
And if I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what, maybe it is okay for people to do 125. Maybe they are willing to do that on a weekly basis.
Yes. And let me look at something real quick. So the household income, the median household income in Tampa is $71,302 per year. That's more than here in Asheville, where I'm
Yeah.
charging 300.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So like there's a lot of room for you to go up. I understand the mindset of like I just raised it on these folks. I don't know if I want to raise it again, especially a significant amount, but I would start coming up with a plan to get to stair step them up to 125.
Okay.
Um, so it might be you talk to them and you say, and we have things in the what to say when course that like
Okay.
different ways of going about that. You could just raise it all at once. Um, Usually at that price point, I don't recommend that big of a raise, like 25, sure. Um,
That seems like a big, yeah. Sounds
but
like a big
at
raise.
that price point, like if somebody's going from, you know, 200 to 250, I don't bat an eye. But the
Yeah.
folks who are paying 80 are going to be like, whoa, with that big of an increase often. Now, I'll also say we've had lots of students in limitless practice who are taking insurance and people are just paying a copay and then they go to 250. And so like, yes, some people leave, but also some people make it work.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's getting clear because you have to come at it confidently.
Yeah.
So
I know
you'd
that's the
have
hard
to,
part.
yeah, you'd have to do a lot of practicing of saying it out loud. Um, and like 125 is still like below average for
Mhm.
income for a therapist per session.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It sounds
It's good.
sounds kind of crazy, but
Yeah.
it's good.
So like
Yeah.
I don't want you to feel like squeamish for long about 125. We always get squeamish when we raise it. Everybody does. Even like
Yeah.
I've been doing it forever, and when I raised it to 300, I was like, me. So like
Yeah.
it's normal to feel some anxiety about it. But I don't want you to feel like you're asking too much at 125. And if that means using the anchor of like this is below what the average private practice client is or private practice therapist is making per session, like if it helps to
Yeah.
anchor to that, so like I shouldn't feel bad, then
Yeah.
good. Like you've got something to anchor you.
Okay. Yeah, when you said 300 per session, I'm like, I'm way down there, and here I was
Yeah.
like thinking 125 was a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, I remember when I thought 125 was a lot too. Like it's
yeah.
developmentally kind of a part of the process of being in private practice. I could
Yeah.
definitely not have charged 300 when I first started, not because of my clinical skills, but just because of my money mindset. So,
Right. Even
yeah.
when I raised it from 70 to 80, I was like, oh, um, I was like, oh, that sounds like a lot. But then I was kind of worried about losing clients, but every single one of them, like no one blinked an eye. Like they just signed the form and
Mhm.
that was it. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Other than that, I feel like because before I had a lot of issues in my thinking about my branding or my niche because I was like adult ADHD, is that too broad? But lately I've been doing really well with it as far as getting clients who are just seeking
Yeah.
ADHD. So
Yeah, it's such an in demand, especially now that people are getting diagnosed, whether they're self-diagnosing or they're getting diagnosed through a testing psychologist. Like,
yeah.
people are like, this explains everything, you
Yeah.
know?
That's what they say when they come to me is like, oh my God, like now that I got this diagnosis, I'm like, yeah, like you said, this explains everything. This opens up all the doors in my life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and so this is the other area I struggled in, with that though in particular. So with ADHD, the way I kind of see it is there's two major areas. One is like more like strategies and coping, but the other one is more like, the emotional internal core beliefs and all of that side to it.
Hmm.
Um, so I think originally I kind of struggled with, I feel like I do much better as a therapist on the emotional side of it, the deeper rooted beliefs and kind of working with that. Um, so I think I struggled with like, in the beginning, I was like, should I really drill it down to adult ADHD and just like internal core beliefs, or is it okay to leave it as broad as the internal core beliefs and the like, kind of like the coaching strategies that kind of go along with it?
Yeah. I mean, I think you can do both if you enjoy both.
Yeah,
Or if you want to just focus on one, you could do that. But I think both definitely works because it's
yeah,
more holistic, right?
yeah. And I think people really, now I'm finding more and more people are coming to me with needs for both. Like they usually they approach me like looking for ADHD strategies, but then when I explain that part to them, like, oh, yeah,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know.
Well, and as they
So,
try to implement strategies that are new to them, all that old stuff's going to come up
oh
too.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like, I don't know, it would be tough to be like, well, we're only talking about the strategies today,
that's
so
true.
keep your feelings to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's see. What else did I put down here? Mainly the pricing, um, and then referral sites. Yeah, right now I've been kind of a lot of my referrals have been coming in through like referral sites. So like growth therapy has been really good.
Hmm.
Um, so I think that's the other thing. What I want to do is because growth therapy is good, but it's all insurance clients, and those are the clients that are like mostly 70 to 80 bucks a session. So I think it's also part of it is my website's almost done. And so I think part of it is how to get myself out there. That's that part, how to get myself out there where I'm looking to how to get the cash clients, like where I'm
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
focusing on the referral sites. Once my website's done, like I know I listened to one of the videos about how it's like marketing to all like the doctors, like the physicians, like sending out emails.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if you have any other like ideas for like how to get my website out there so people can see it. I guess,
Yeah,
yeah.
so the marketing fundamentals course in there is all about that. So we've got marketing fundamentals one, which is about like getting your website, like building it out in a way that actually works. And that it's that and networking. Those are two that
Hmm.
everybody needs to be doing. And the marketing fundamentals too is like all the other strategies that work really well for therapists to get people to their website essentially. Because everybody's going to check out your website before they call you, right? Like nobody's just
Yeah.
in this day and age, everybody's checking you out. So that's why your website needs to be really on point. Your copy needs to be really specific. You need to be talking about their daily lived experience. And then
Yeah.
your other marketing strategies essentially get people to it so that they're like, oh my God, she's talking about me. So,
Yeah. Okay. I did follow
so
your templates on creating the copy
good, good.
website. So yeah. So that's what I just need to do is to be able to get that website out there so people can see it. So I can get those cash clients in. So I'm not stuck
Mhm.
at $70 or $80 a
Yeah.
client.
And for you, I would like, are the majority, well, I guess what percentage of your clients are getting tested versus
Yeah.
self-diagnosing?
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I would say a smaller portion of them than not are have been tested. I get a
Mhm.
lot of clients who they they're self-diag like they come in and self-diagnosing and then we go over like the criteria and kind of talk about that. A lot of times too, I feel like I can, especially being ADHD myself, I can kind of pick up on all
Mhm.
those little nuances, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and but a lot of them just like they don't seem to show much interest in getting tested. And
Mhm.
then even more so, more of them are kind of like a little bit medication resistant. Like they're more like, I want to do the therapy first and see how that goes before getting on any medication. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So, and is the medication resistant, is that your favorite flavor of ADHD or are you do you
I
care?
think I work well with both. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. In some, okay. Actually, I will say in some instances, maybe even more so with the medication resistant because, um, I don't know. I feel like there's like a lot to kind of, I don't know if this sounds crazy, but like there's a lot to like work with if they come to me and they're like, some people who come on medication, there's stuff to work on with them, but then otherwise are good. The ones who don't
Hmm.
want medication, there's usually more to work on with them, which actually I really like to have
Hmm.
so much more work to do.
Yeah.
I guess,
Yeah.
does that make sense? I mean, I know,
Totally. Yeah.
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 It's kind of like
So
the saying a client with more problems I enjoy working with, but that's true.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, we
Yeah.
all have our favorites, right? Like, so
Yeah.
I think it would be really good for you to network with testers, even though that's the minority of who's coming in. But, the last part of any testing is like, here are the resources. And so that
Yeah.
you become one of their chosen resources for the adults with ADHD and also prescribers. So like psychiatrists,
Mhm.
ARMPs, PAs, like the psych folks that are getting the majority of these folks. Because
Yeah.
there are some people who are medication resistant who are going there first. They're not going to take the medicine. They just want to ask their questions. They want to make sure that their self-assessment is accurate.
Yeah.
And so for the psychiatrist to have that conversation and then be like, I don't know if I really want to take medicine. I don't think I'm going to do it. I don't think I want you to write me the script. Then they can be like, there's this great therapist in town who works with folks, whether or not they take medication, on the skills and some of the emotional heaviness that can go along with having had ADHD your whole life.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
to become like a preferred referrals person for them could be really great.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds actually a really good idea to do that. Um, yeah. Do you think I should like 'cause this is where I'm kind of like, it's not that big of a deal, but wondering if I should be more of like ADHD for teens and adults, or is it better, do you think, to like drill down to a niche of just adults?
Who do you like? Do you have a slight preference for adults over teens?
Yeah, I like adults over teen. Yeah, I do prefer adults over
Let's
teen.
stick there. Let's
Yeah,
stick
okay.
there. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, let's see. I do, yeah, that's the other thing. I do want to get EMDR certified. I don't want it to like I guess blur my niche too much, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah. Well, they don't really care. Well, sometimes people are looking for EMDR, but if people are looking for ADHD, they're looking for ADHD. And then you have this great tool you can use when you get underneath some of that trauma,
Yeah,
like, and you're like, yeah, it
that's what's
sucks to feel like
happening.
you were behind your whole life. Like, I
Yeah.
can work on that with this. So I don't think you even need to like advertise it necessarily. Like I wouldn't have it be a part of
Okay.
your marketing. You could have like a under your services pages, like a drop down about EMDR, and you could talk about like the circumstances that you see where EMDR can be really helpful for folks with ADHD. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it needs to change your messaging
Okay.
significantly.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I find too is like we get to that part and then they might even ask me about it, like, oh, well, I heard about this EMDR therapy, you know? And so
Mhm.
there's a lot of people lately who have been
Yeah.
to me with that. So yeah, that's something I want to do. But yeah, so that's a good idea. Maybe not like I'm EMDR and ADHD, but instead it's just more of like a, hey, when we get
Yeah.
to this is also what I offer. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, great with attach. Yeah, I do find that though, like with each client, I kind of go all in, which could be a good thing, but I find that there's always so much more work to do, like attachment work, and there's also tr a lot of clients come to me who have ADHD, but also of course have like childhood trauma, or
Hmm.
and so I find myself sometimes I wonder if people who come to me with ADHD, I mean, it seems satisfied with where we're going, but if they because what ends up happening is that sometimes it derails and becomes not so much ADHD focused, but now it's like trauma focused. And
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty normal and okay.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, because I think that happens for most of us, like working with eating disorders, it's never just about the eating disorders. It almost
Yeah.
always veers into trauma. I mean, not almost, so it's always veers into
Yeah.
anxiety. So like,
Okay.
yeah.
Um,
But I think it like from your messaging standpoint and your marketing, it is about like if most people are coming in because they want, and if your ideal client, I should say specifically, is coming in because they want skills
yeah.
to manage their ADHD, then that's where I want most of your marketing to focus.
Okay. Because that's what usually happens. It's about the skills and then it balloons into, oh, we got all this stuff too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, and that's true. That's true too, because a lot of times they're not even realizing, because I notice that when clients come to me, they're not even realizing that, oh, there's so much more that I should be working through, it's just,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think it often just takes a little like the nudge of like, here's what I see with a lot of my ADHD clients who are diagnosed late. Like, here
Yeah.
are all the stories that they believe about themselves for their whole life.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
It's
oh
a
my
big
God, me
thing for
too.
for
Yeah.
those who have been lately late diagnosed compared to like those who have known like their whole lives.
Right.
Okay. I think I feel pretty good. I know
Good.
that's
Love
quick for
it.
you.
Yeah. I mean, 5, 6 minutes early, I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So yeah, I would just stay on that messaging, go through that Marketing Fundamentals 2 course.
okay.
And
I
the
didn't look at that
the
yet.
Marketing Fundamentals 1 that has the networking section that can give you some really good ideas of who your ideal clients find before they find you, so
Okay.
that you can get in touch with them and they can refer to you. Make it
Yeah.
smooth and easy for your people.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right, cool. Well,
Awesome.
thank you. It was nice
Sure.
meeting you.
You
Seeing you in person.
too.
All right.
All right, take care.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye.